the guy that kind of has the same beard as me at the minute.
Nice. You need to press, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the first thing that, that I normally ask people when they do
Hmm.
this is what are your memorable experiences playing games? You know, what were the things that you remember really getting you into games in the first place, and what games, you know, can you recall to memory easily as being games that you've always loved or have fond memories of?
Um, well, I mean, I didn't really start properly gaming until I was maybe in like second year uni when I bought that Xbox One. Like I had the PS2. I didn't really play many games on that. I think the first memorable game that I played, the one that like I even play still now, is probably fucking. You'll probably laugh at me here, but Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Okay,
Just because it had that whole ship thing. You could
sure,
go
sure.
off and
Like,
go off and do you
oh,
could do
I'm
your
sorry.
own thing and things like that. That whole open world elements. I love fucking open world games. That's the way. That's my soft spot. If anything's open world, I'll probably play it.
Right. Okay. Okay. And are there any
And
other
as well,
games?
like,
Sorry,
oh,
continue.
I was gonna say as well, if as long as the characters are kind of, you know, not
Good.
like believable, but you can sort of get behind the characters almost. Like
Right.
you
Okay.
kind of understand, get their point of view, get their story, kind of.
Sure. Sure.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Definitely. Definitely. And would you say that you prefer a game where the character's already been established for you, or would you prefer one that you can make a character? Obviously, you're saying that Assassin's Creed Black Flag's a game that you have really fond memories
Yeah,
of.
I no, I like a game where you can like make your own character. Like, because I just started playing Bloodborne the other day, and the character customization on that is mental. The same with Skyrim as well. Like the way you can like customize your character and things like that, and play your own sort of play style.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, no, games like that I do enjoy as well. It's just because Black Flag was like the first sort of big game that I really played on the Xbox, so
Yeah.
that was kind of the first one that popped into my head.
Cool. And are there specific things that you look for when you're buying a game? You know, do you, as you said before, you love open world games. Is that something that you always do enjoy, or do you look for other things as well?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it needs to have like the characters. I don't know. There just needs to be like open world game with a half decent story, and I'll probably play it.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Um,
That's me
there
there
needs to be
in that
there's.
coffin.
All right. How do I open
You
that?
just hit it.
All right. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, it's like an open world game with a decent story and like enough in it to keep you occupied. Things like
Yeah,
that.
definitely, definitely.
Um, I think there's just a problem with certain games now. Destiny
Yeah,
that they can't seem to get. They can do one thing right per game, but not anything else.
sure, sure. And yeah,
Um,
as you said, story is a big part for you for when you're playing a certain game. Are there any
oh
other
yeah.
games that maybe don't prescribe to that don't have a big story that you enjoy? Any specific examples?
Minecraft.
Okay,
Of course, Minecraft. I can go on Minecraft and spend hours just building stuff. There's no
yeah,
story to that. There's no really rhyme or reason for it. You just go on and
sure. And what do you think it is about
build
Minecraft
stuff.
that keeps bringing you back every time?
Uh, for me, I find it very therapeutic. Just the repetitiveness of like building the same sort of structures and the same things over and over again. Almost, I don't know. I find it very therapeutic just to go on and let my imagination go a bit wild for a while.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And are there other games that you play that are like that, or is Minecraft unique in that sense?
Um, Off the top of my head, I can't think of any. I would say most games apart from Minecraft are very sort of story driven, and I can't really. I mean, I guess you could probably maybe say Skyrim because you can just go off and explore the dungeons and the caverns and stuff.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
find that's quite. I find that quite therapeutic. Sometimes just going on Skyrim and faffing about. Same with
Okay.
Fallout, just going on, not paying attention to any quests and just going for an explore.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Horizon as well, I guess as well. Horizon Zero Dawn. It's not as like in depth, but
Uh-huh.
like I just like exploring, like going out and walking about in the world and fighting the crazy
Hmm.
dinosaurs.
Right, okay. Which is interesting as well for a game that's so narrative heavy that you enjoy just sort of exploring and
because it's very beautiful. It's like a really nice game to look at, I guess.
right? Okay.
So I can appreciate a game that it looks good. I don't mind going and exploring.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And would you say that graphics are a big part of games that you like?
They can be, yeah. I definitely think that it helps, but I'm not ruling it out. Like I do love some indie games that
Uh-huh.
maybe don't have the best graphics, but like have almost, I don't know, like a unique way of doing something that's been
Sure.
done
Well,
before
it's,
almost.
as you said about Minecraft, it doesn't have the best graphics in the world, but there's something about it
Yeah,
that you like.
yeah,
Yes, he's dead. I forgot how
um,
hard this game is.
yeah. I think of oh, well,
Did you see a kid? Oh wait, I need to come save you, otherwise you'll die, I think. Oh, there's the exit anyway.
well.
That was nice and easy.
hmm
And can you think of any specific examples, maybe, of games that you've played that have had a story that's really gripped you, and what maybe it was about that story that you enjoyed so much?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
recently, Prey, even though
Okay.
I've not finished it, it's very, very, like, it's one of the more difficult games I've played recently, but the story in it has kept me definitely playing it, because I feel like if the story wasn't great, I would have put the game down a long time ago.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So
It's,
story is
it's a
definitely a
very,
big thing.
same with BioShock as well, I would say the story in all three of those games there kept me playing, because it can be quite, I wouldn't say the BioShock games, unless you're playing them on hard, I think, are quite not too difficult, but if you play them on hard, I think the
Yeah.
story definitely kept me playing it, because they are very difficult.
Okay. And for something like BioShock, for example, or Prey, do you think that you would prefer to have the ability to choose your own character, or it is
Um, I guess it would be nice. I mean, I don't think it was something that was missing from the game after
sure?
playing through it.
Yeah,
I feel like
definitely.
the game worked the way they were set out, that linear sort of linear gameplay. But I don't know. I think the thing with Prey, even though it is very much story driven, there are a lot of different ways of doing things.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think any like I doubt that anybody's had the exact same gameplay experience with Prey.
Right. Okay. And is that something that you look for in a game, having a sort of freedom of experience like that?
Yeah, like something that yeah, if you can do some things differently.
Okay.
Like if everybody can have like Fallout and Skyrim are good for that. Like games where you can like sort of level up your character the way you want with all the different sort of level trees and things like that.
Sure.
Like skills, yeah, that is definitely something.
And what about, for example, choices maybe that affect the story as well?
Oh yeah, especially that's I mean The Witcher again, a big open world game that's very sort of story driven, but there's all these choices, even in the tiny side quests that apparently I mean I've not played that much of it, but Lewis and Paddy told me that the little choices and decisions and oh fuck. The little choices and the big, the little choices and or little choices in the side quests and have like quite a big impact on the
Right.
game. I
Okay.
like things like that, like things that can make it unique to your
Sure.
sort of experience. That's
Yeah.
definitely
Definitely. Right.
big.
Oh. I'll get out this level quickly. Hopefully, be able to save you in the next one.
Mhm. But yeah, no, games that can like make you feel as though what your experience is like unique to you.
Right.
I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
definitely a big selling point.
Definitely. And what do you think that is it that dictates your choices? So you mentioned BioShock, for example. There's some pretty difficult choices in a game like that.
Yeah.
What do you think are the driving forces in your decision making?
So it kind of varies for me. I would say that sometimes I would play a game how, like, if I was in that situation, I would try and like I would almost imagine myself in the situation how I personally would make that decision. But then
Sure.
there's other times where, like, on my second playthrough of Fallout 4, I just made like the ridiculous decisions just to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will do that anyway in the game in my first playthrough if the like the
Right. Okay.
decision if there's a decision that seems ridiculous to me, I might just do it
Right.
just to
Okay.
see what
Yeah.
happens.
Sure. Sure.
So it depends. I think it's very dependent on the game and what sort of experience I'm going for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sure. And would you say that maybe I guess immersiveness of the story perhaps a big factor in
Oh yeah.
whether or
Um,
not you make a decision that you think is right or not.
yeah. I think The Witcher, I've been playing that a little bit, sort of. 'Cause like the even the good decisions in The Witcher, I feel like have bad consequences. So I am very much making like in that game. I'm just sort of, I don't know. I'm just almost doing it randomly, I guess, because each decision has a very unique sort of effect later on in the game.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So sometimes I almost spend ages thinking about what decision and like what
Yeah. Yeah.
possible outcomes and things like that. Sometimes I can get caught up in that.
Sure. And would you say it's something that's based maybe on like what you think is right, or what you think is perhaps maybe right for the
Oh yeah,
character,
I would say
or
most
right
of the
to
time.
be better in the game?
I would say a lot of the time when I'm playing these games, I'm sort of beginning to change it, but I would say for the most part, I used to very much base it on how I would make the decision, but I am sort of changing my sort of the way I play games now by thinking about what might be best for the character.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That makes sense. Like I used to be very much like, oh, what would I do? But I don't know. I think it's sometimes a bit more fun to be like, all right, what would this character do?
Right. Okay. Yeah. 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 No, in an interview that I did previously, someone mentioned that when playing GTA 5, if they were playing as Trevor, they would find themselves acting as if they thought Trevor would, as opposed to if
Yeah,
they're playing
I
as
would say
Franklin
that I
or.
probably did that. I've played the campaign of GTA 5 twice, and I think the second time round I very much was kind of like, you know what, I'm playing Trevor, I might as well do something a bit mental.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No. Definitely.
So yeah, but I think that just depends on how good the sort of like the game developers are. Like, do they make you feel attached to that character? That you kind of feel like you want to play as them,
Yeah. Definitely.
almost.
Definitely. Yeah, no, I think it's interesting that you can have a game where the character has already been chosen for you, but you still sort of either make decisions as that character or make the decisions as you yourself would if you were put in that situation.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe something like the Telltale games is a really good example of how that works. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
In that
So,
you're forced to make these a lot of the time very split-second decisions
yep. Yeah.
about the fate of a character or something like that. And I think it's
Hmm.
interesting how you make decisions in that very short amount of time that are very rarely based on what you think would give you the best outcome in the game.
Yeah, that is very true. I really like the Telltale games for that sort of decision making,
Yeah,
and they don't give you time to make the decision. They're like, right, snap decision, what you're going to do.
definitely, definitely. And what do you think
'Cause
maybe is the
that is
driving
interesting.
force in your decision making in that?
Oh, I don't know. When I played all of the Walking Dead Telltale games, and a few of the other ones, but in the Telltale ones, it's always kind of been for me like how many like the decision is based on how many people I can keep alive, sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
especially in
Yeah.
that game because, but that's purely because, especially in the first one, there's like an achievement you can get if you keep the like perfect or the most people alive at the end, sort of thing.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I know I did know that before I went in, so that kind of was the driving force. But afterwards, it was very much the second and third ones. I was very much based on like what characters I like and things like that. Like with some of the decisions I made, who was an arsehole, like
Yeah. 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 So it was
get
affected
rid of them,
by
sort of thing.
what your perceptions of the other characters.
Yeah, very much so. But I think
Uh,
that's very much because of how like good the storytelling is in some of the Telltale games.
yeah.
Like they really sort of absorb you into that sort of universe almost.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And what was I going to say there? I've completely lost my train of thought there. It'll come to me. I'll just sacrifice the skull. There we go. Right, I'll see if I can come save you, and I'll try and think of what was going. Oh, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I've got it now. You said about the first time you played The Walking Dead that your decision making was affected over the achievements.
Yes.
And what I was going to say is, yeah, if you do you feel that often affects your decision making in games?
Um, Not really, not the first time round.
Right, okay, yeah, but it's... Oh, I'm dead.
Like sometimes, especially with that was my fault.
It's all good.
The first time I played Fallout 4, this is probably the best example. I wasn't really that bothered about achievements and all that nonsense. I
Sure.
just wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
But the second time round, I was kind of a wee bit more conscious about what achievements I didn't have from my first playthrough, and could I get them in my second one.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
But I would say say for the most part, in like my first playthrough in most games, I'm not too bothered about achievements. It's just like it can be a nice thing to get occasionally, I guess. But
Yeah,
it
definitely.
doesn't bother me too much. But if I'm really into a game, like I am with the Fallout and Skyrim, when I've played them for like however many hundreds of hours I've played those games for, I'm kind of wanting to get the trophies just to
Yeah,
say
you
I've
just...
got them.
Something new to do in the game, and...
Yeah. So I think it is very much dependent on the game. Like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed games, I don't particularly care about the achievements. I just want to play the game one time through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because I enjoy the games. I've got a soft spot for them, but I'm not too particularly bothered about getting all the fucking stupid achievements in them. So
Yeah, definitely. It just adds a bit of replayability to the game if you
yeah,
if you do enjoy it.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay. And so something else that's quite similar to that as well, which I haven't really had much experience of myself, but I think you will have probably more than me is mods in games.
Oh yeah.
Is
yeah.
that similar sort of idea of adding replayability to a game?
Yeah. Oh no, I'll let you finish.
No, I was just reiterating what I already said, man. You can carry on.
Well, because I mean, once I got, especially my second my second Fallout playthrough, once I got the achievement that I was after, I started faffing about with mods and just adding they add like quests and things like that. So it does definitely add a little bit. And
Yeah.
Skyrim as well. Skyrim's just really funny to play when you put mods on.
Definitely.
And you can faff about for a couple hours just with silly mods on.
Oh, I killed the dog
Oh no.
and myself as well. Yeah, so what sort of mods do you find yourself downloading when you do play them?
Well, I really like ones that sort of make the game look prettier, maybe like the aesthetics of the game maybe a wee bit better.
Right, okay,
I'm
yeah,
a big fan of like ones like that, add a bit of like greenery or spice up the trees or make the water look nice and things like that. Things
Yeah.
like that make it aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then I'll just add like some fun stuff, like throw a jetpack on me or something like that, so I can just blast about, get
Yeah.
to the top of buildings and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And then, or sometimes as well, I kind of like just getting the mods that like let you pimp out your character, so he's like really overpowered. Because sometimes that's just hilarious.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, what's
watch out.
Oh.
Oh my, how did that miss you? It's like a huge, massive boulder that comes flying in if you touch the idol.
What's that thing flying
I
there?
have no idea.
But yeah, no, just like for the most part, it's more about like improving the aesthetics of the game. So it's almost like just changing it a little bit when you play it. So
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
Keeps you interested a little bit if you change the aesthetics up a
Yeah, definitely.
little bit. But then I do kind of faff about with some of the more mental things that just like really kind of break the game almost.
Yeah, just to
Because
see what you can
it
do.
can be a lot of fun. Yeah,
Definitely.
like the Fallout 4 when you can get all the perks, that is hilarious.
Yeah, just to sort of do something that the game
Doesn't really
doesn't
allow.
normally let you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. We are doing terrible at this game.
Yeah.
I'm just no good at it. We've spoken about a lot of single-player games, but would you say there's any, if you can think of any maybe memorable experiences you've had playing a multiplayer game? If those are ones that you do like to play?
I mean, I don't really play multiplayer. I think the main ones would probably stick out the Steep. So that was always a lot of fun to play multiplayer. Like when you had like me and you fucking blasting down the side of the mountains on the paragliding thing, just like or the wingsuit thing,
Yeah, definitely,
set in
definitely.
ridiculous courses. And then the only other really game that I played a lot of online for or multiplayer for would probably be Rainbow Six.
Yeah. And what do you?
I'm not quite sure what got me into Rainbow Six. I think I just like because I've never really been big on the online multiplayer games sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
How did I get down from the slide?
Just down an X.
Down an X. Um, but I don't know. I think I like Rainbow Six because it's you actually kind of have to work as a team a little bit.
Yeah,
That's definitely a big draw. I don't think there's many online games that do that
that have that
well.
same sense of teamwork.
Because Battlefield 1 is a lot of fun to play, but I mean you don't really need to do the teamwork element of it that much to
Yeah.
win the game. It's very much about kills.
Yeah, no, definitely. So you
And
if you're
Sleep was something different, like a lot of fun, different things in one game.
yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. And what do you think it is that means that you don't normally play a multiplayer game?
Um, I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
just
A
killed
lot of the
myself.
time, I can't really like online communities and stuff can be a little bit toxic.
Right, okay, yeah.
And as well, like a lot of the time, I very rarely pre-order or like get in early with like big multiplayer games.
Yeah,
So by the time I do get around to playing them, there's already like loads of folk that are insanely good. So when you finally get in a game, you just get absolutely destroyed by those like select group.
sure, sure.
You get me? That's
Yeah,
something
no,
that does put me off a little bit. Like if you don't get in straight away.
yeah,
I mean, because Destiny 2, I played a bit of the online for, but the only reason I did that is because it happened to come out when I broke my ankle. So that's basically all I did for 3 weeks while I was at home was play that.
yeah,
So I was all right at the online, but I think that was more to do with the fact that I was one of the first people to start playing the game.
yeah. So you just sort of got into it early.
Yeah,
Okay, and you just prefer playing player games because of
yeah,
the lack of the lack of sort of a toxic community and
yeah. Then I don't know. I like being able to go on a game and just do my own thing for a while.
yeah, yeah, definitely,
I'm
definitely.
not. I'm
Sort
not.
of
It's
your own
never been
experience.
something that's been. Yeah, it's never really been something that I've been particularly bothered about. Is like multiplayer stuff. But
Okay.
unless it is a game that is a bit different, like Steep.
Yeah,
Steep
definitely,
was
definitely.
a different game, and it was a lot of fun to play with some other folk. And
Yeah,
I don't know, Rainbow Six. I'm not quite sure what it is that keeps me go back. I think I just like the sort of a little bit of teamwork element in it,
yeah, definitely.
and it's kind of I don't know a lot of fun and a little bit different from other shooters than with the sort of realistic
Yeah, sure.
recoil and things like that and the
Yeah,
gadgets and things. It's just I don't know. There's just a few elements to it that make it a wee bit different from other online games.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And
And
what about
I think that's
co-op games or split screen games?
uh, I'm trying to think of. I mean, the only ones I can really think of, and this is like an old one. I mean, like the old Medal of Honor games. I used to play that with one of my mates all the time. That sort
Right,
of
okay.
split screen.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
particularly. I'm not. I wouldn't say like I enjoyed playing those games by myself, but like they are kind of a lot of fun when you're playing sort of couch co-op with someone else.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
when
just
you've
not
got
that many. There's not many examples of them now. I
no,
guess.
no.
But I mean, that new what's it called? Get out,
A way out, yeah, yeah.
a way out. Yeah, that seems like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely, because it's tailored
And
around,
that is something that, yeah,
completely tailored
I do
around
want
being
to
a
give
couch
it a
co-op
go.
experience.
Hmm.
Definitely, well, I've heard really, really good things about it.
Yeah,
Got
so
new gold standard of co-op games, apparently.
yeah, so that I mean that like when you hear stuff like that, that definitely kind of makes me want to give it a bash.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
definitely,
that
definitely.
is something a bit well, it's not different, but it's something that hasn't been done well in a while.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
There hasn't been many sort of split screen like the Halo games. They were probably the other example. They were a lot of fun to play,
yeah,
uh,
definitely.
like couch co-op, but fucking the new one isn't.
No, no,
So
it's not. No.
that was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, no, definitely. It is a shame that we're losing that side of gaming and being able to sit down and on a couch with someone and play a game.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's good
I
that
do.
that's
Yeah,
going
no, I
to
do like
change.
being able to sit down and like in the same room as somebody and play a game.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's it's the same as watching a film with someone or
Yeah,
watching a TV show with a friend. Everyone goes to the cinema together, and then you sit in silence the whole way. But it's just nice to have that shared experience, I guess.
yeah, definitely.
I'm trying to think if we've got anything else here. Don't think so. We've pretty much covered everything.
Cool. I mean, it's not really couch co-op, but it's just an example I thought of there. Like
Yeah, yeah.
uh, me and Lindsay sometimes play a few games. Like she'll play them and I'll just sit there. 'Cause she's never really played games before, so like I'll just sit and oh fuck, I forgot that
Yeah.
happens. I'll just like sit and almost like give her advice every so often,
Yeah, sure, sure.
things like that. Because like
Yeah, so you're playing the game
she's played
with
a
them in a sense, but
tense, but not really kind of
yeah.
like there is still that sort of social side of it, I guess.
No, definitely, and it's just sort of ties into the whole phenomenon of Twitch just now, in that people
Yeah,
are crazily obsessed with watching other people play games. You
I
know,
think it's
enough
just
enough to give these
yeah,
people money.
yeah. It does seem mental, but then I guess that there's obviously a market out there for fucking couch co-op games. I think that's
Yeah,
kind of what the Twitch thing says, that people do want to play games together.
yeah. It's just strange that all these people are just watching.
Yeah, no, that's never really I've never really I mean I'll occasionally watch like a YouTuber or something maybe play a game just to see what it's like, but I wouldn't sit for hours and watch them. I'd rather like play the game.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Or
definitely.
like play or even if I'm in the same room as somebody like and they're playing a game, I don't mind that because like, you are there, you can have an input rather than
Yeah,
just like
yeah, definitely.
on a stream, you're an anonymous person just watching
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think maybe
just
part of it
random.
is that these anonymous people do feel like they maybe have a, a connection with the people that they're watching.
Yeah, I guess there's a bit some weird psychology stuff going on probably.
Definitely, definitely. Well, there's a big thing in South Korea where people are obsessed with watching people on Twitch eat their dinner.
Huh.
And basically, they're saying is like all these people that are obsessed with it and stuff are saying is that in South Korea for a very long time, eating dinner together as a family was a really big thing.
Huh.
And a lot of people just don't do it anymore because they work long hours. You know, that people aren't
Yeah.
often in the house together. So a lot of people just eat by themselves now. So this whole big phenomenon of people watching other people eat dinner has become huge, and these people just sit and will eat their dinner and just chat about their day and all this sort of stuff, and they have thousands of people watching them.
That's mental.
Yeah, it's very strange. So I guess Twitch must play into it in a similar sort of sense. You know,
Yeah.
it's fulfilling something that was there that isn't there. You know.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Weird
Yeah,
Korean stuff.
it's yeah, it's strange. It's very strange. Oh, oh, you're dead.
Nah, that's alright.
I feel like we're just
I'm dead.
replaying the same first level over and over
Yeah.
again.
Terrible chill runs up your spine.
I can't think of anything. There's only a couple of other bits and bobs that I haven't covered. When we were talking about characters before. The one thing that I've
Hmm.
negated to mention was if there was any specific characters that you had in mind that resonated with you as cool characters or favorite characters in a game. Doesn't necessarily need to be one that you played as, but you know, a character that you found memorable.
Oh, Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us.
Yeah, definitely. That's one that's cropped up a few
Two of
times.
them. That and Aloy as well from Horizon Zero Dawn. I found her story really, really good.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely.
um, I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head, but definitely The Last of Us, Joel and Ellie.
Watch out.
That's some story.
Yeah, no, definitely. Amazing story.
And definitely brings on the feels.
It
And there's a
certainly
few
does.
points
That's why
in
I'm dead.
Horizon as well that them feels. Oh, what the hell? How do we anger him?
It was the boulder.
Oh, the boulder.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head if anybody else sticks out. No, I'd say that those three are probably the ones that stick out the most out
Yeah,
of all the
definitely.
games that I've played.
Definitely. You know, Joel and Ellie's one that crops up. It crops up again and again, and I think
Yeah, I'm not
that's
surprised.
it's got to be story writing.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be the
Um,
storytelling.
and maybe this is bad. I can't remember his name, but the main character in Quantum Break as
Oh right,
well.
okay. Yeah,
Because I like that purely because it was something a bit different in the way they dealt with like the sort of time travel aspect of it, and like
right,
the
okay,
powers
yeah.
and stuff that they had were pretty cool.
definitely.
I just can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I couldn't tell you.
That's yeah,
And do you think maybe the fact that there was the TV show sort of intersected with that had
yeah,
something to do with that?
yeah, because it was something a wee bit different,
Yeah,
and it felt kind of cool that like your decisions in the game affected what episodes you got and like what happened in the episodes.
sure.
That
Yeah,
that's
no,
definitely
definitely.
that was definitely something a wee bit cool.
Yeah, so
I
for
know I'm not sure how popular it was overall, but I did quite like it.
yeah, no, definitely. It's a mixed bag, I think, for that game.
Hmm. Well, yeah, it's probably the same with anything that does it a wee bit differently.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I just killed the dog. Yeah, definitely. It's not one that I've played myself, but I'm interested in the whole idea of the
Definitely,
TV show
definitely
in the
worth a
middle
play.
of it.
Yeah,
It's a weird one.
although it does have that guy from Fringe who just seems to be in every game at the minute. Lance Reddick, I think his name is.
Lance Riddick. I'm not sure. What other games
He's
is
the
he in?
black guy from Fringe, and he's in Horizon. He's in
Oh,
Quantum Break. He's in oh Christ, can't remember the name. He's in at least 4 games recently
hmm.
that I know of. It seems to be his thing now.
Fair enough.
But he always plays the same character,
Oh, really? Or just
pretty
like
much.
some. Huh.
Like a similar character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like he's definitely been typecast now.
Definitely.
It's the foreboding sort of FBI black guy sort of agent
Yeah, definitely.
with like the really deep voice.
I don't understand why they do that because I feel like in films it takes me out of a film. Like if I'm watching a film and
Yeah,
it's got Johnny Depp as the main character, I'm immediately like, right, that's Johnny Depp,
yeah.
and I
It's
can't
just gonna
see
be
them
the
as a character, you know. I just
yeah.
see them as Johnny
I mean,
Depp all the time.
they kind of work it a little bit better in Horizon because he is kind of anonymous for the whole game. But
Right.
because I
Okay.
knew the voice, I was like, I know who that is
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
because I'd seen him in Fringe. Like I'd watched a lot of Fringe.
Yeah. So he's a
Um,
recognizable voice.
uh, yeah, you can't miss it. It's a very sort of unique voice.
Yeah. Definitely. Is the did you find the TV episodes in Quantum Break jarring?
Um, Not that I remember. I think what they worked quite well with
Yeah.
like when they came on in terms of like the gameplay.
You do sort of just
I don't really.
transition into it quite well. So you just basically
Yeah,
go
you
from finish a level and then you watch an episode.
yeah, pretty much. That's yeah, and you like it warns you in the game like when you're about to make a decision if that will have an effect. Like there's like a little like symbol that comes up.
Right, right, okay.
But like I said, it's kind of like Telltale, and it doesn't a lot of the decisions it doesn't give you a lot of time to make them.
Right,
Like
okay,
the
yeah.
biggest decisions in the game, you have to make like snap decisions.
Right, right, okay. Yeah, that's quite cool. I'll have to give it a play.
Yeah, I think I still got it. If you want to borrow it,
Yeah,
I'm sure I only bought it. And it was only like £8 at CEX or something like
that's not bad.
that. Yeah. Cool.
I'm dead. I think that's it, man.
Cool.
I think we've basically covered everything.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else that you can think of, or anything that I've said before that
Nah,
that
that was
popped into
top
your
of my
head.
head.
Cool.
Yeah. Not that I can think of.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, man. Oh,
Yeah, no problem.
yes.
Cool.
And yeah, no, thank you for your answers. They're definitely helpful. It's been interesting. People have answered in very different ways.
Yeah, I imagine so, because I feel like gaming's a pretty. Most people have different experiences when they
Definitely,
play
yeah.
games and things like that.
It's quite complex, but at the same time, it's just you. I guess I didn't really think about those sort of things until I started doing the interviews. How different people's enjoyment is in a game. You know, you just always sort of,
Yeah,
I guess, think that people play the games the same way as you.
yeah, and well, I guess that if a game's good enough, it sticks as well. Like if you said that a few other people have mentioned, like Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us.
Yeah, definitely,
You
definitely.
know,
And
it
like,
says if a game is good, like people do remember it, sort of thing.
yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. And that's one thing that's there for sure is that storytelling definitely plays a big factor into it as well.
Oh yeah,
And I've found as well from the other ones that I've done that it, that people are more likely to be engaged in a story or like to identify with a character if the character's already been made for them.
Ah,
rather than if they created their own character. And I don't know if that's maybe just the limitations of one of the limitations of storytelling when when you can create your own character,
yeah.
and that it's just easier to make a better story.
Well, I feel like in games where you can create your own character, a lot of the dialogue and story I kind of feel is a wee bit more impersonal.
Yeah, definitely. Which is weird. It's sort of ironic that you're given
Yeah,
all this
like
extra choice, but
it doesn't really mean much.
yeah, definitely. It actually just creates
Oh,
all these limitations in other places. Because I think that Fallout
yeah, that's
4 and
interesting.
Fallout 3 is definitely um, a good example of that. Because Fallout 3 had a much more defined like idea of who your character was, and I guess you obviously you can still customize them as well. But
Yeah.
you are this guy's son sort of thing. You know, have a very direct sort of story. And then in Fallout 4, I feel like it became a lot more impersonal. Even though they were like, look at all this freedom you have. You can pick your own character and change what they look like
Yeah,
and
that's
change their
actually
gender and
an interesting point because I've only recently started playing Fallout 3 because I got a free copy of it when I bought Fallout 4 for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Xbox. But yeah, no, that's definitely from the limited gameplay I have. Yeah, I feel like that's a fair point.
Definitely. But yeah, I don't know if
Mm.
that's just if there's something about when people are given the choice to pick their own character, there's something changes there, or whether it's just maybe a limitation of the storytelling. I'm not sure,
Mm.
but it's interesting. Anyway, I think definitely myself like it's games with a characters already chosen for me for sure. Like Bioshock at 100%, Last of Us
Oh
100%.
man,
Like all those games just
yeah,
stick with me. GTA, man, Vice City, San Andreas, man. Those games just stick with me as like really memorable experiences. And like I think back and I think back about playing them, and I'm like, oh, I felt like at the time I felt like I was that character. Like I felt like I was Booker
yeah.
DeWitt. And when all this shit was happening, I felt like it was me as Booker DeWitt, like realizing
Oh, yeah.
all this
Well,
stuff
and
was going on. It was like
yeah.
I cannot believe that I've been like go doing all this and like this is actually what's going on, sort of thing.
Well, it's like fucking Booker DeWitt goes back or he goes to Rapture. I was losing my shit imagining that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man, exactly. It's just,
I was so invested in his character and that story by that point.
yeah, exactly,
I
man,
was like,
exactly.
oh my God.
Totally, totally. So cool, so cool.
Yeah,
Such good games, man.
makes me just want to play it again.
Yeah, same, same. I want to play
So
Bioshock
I never,
Infinite again.
I only played them for the first time last year,
Yeah, I
and
know.
I
That's
played all
just one
three
that I
of them in
always
like
say
two
to people,
weeks.
like,
Yeah,
when they want a game to play, I'm like, just play Bioshock if you haven't played it. But some people don't
hmm
like it. There's just some people who just will not enjoy it.
yeah.
There's so many
I
people I've
guess,
said it to that were just like, that's not for me.
yeah. I guess that whole, I don't know, sort of, it's one of those games that you do kind of very much need to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. In the same way
Yeah.
that there's some people who just watch films for pure entertainment, to switch off, and some people are
hmm
happy to watch a 3, 4 hour film. It's just people just, I guess, engage with it in a different way.
Yeah.
Some people just like playing online games. Some people just like playing FIFA.
Yeah.
If that's
Fair
different
enough.
different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like they're missing out,
You can
and
just,
I wish
I think so.
I wish that I could like instantly show my mum how to play games and like get her to play Bioshock. Do you know what I mean? Just like people
Yeah,
need to
because
see that story.
I've had this discussion with my mum and dad before, like almost comparing certain games to like they're comparable to works of art in a way.
100%. Bioshock
Like
Infinite is a
they
work of
like
art. Journey is a work of
yeah.
art.
Oh yeah, Journey
The Last
is
of Us is a work of art. There are a lot of
yeah.
games that are works of art, and there are a lot of films that are works of art, and then there are also a
Yeah,
lot of both that aren't either.
that are yeah. That are just yeah.
They may have
Oh,
artistic elements, and then the same as
but
there's films that have artistic elements, but they're not.
just the
You
elements,
wouldn't
yeah.
call them a piece of art. It's different.
Very true.
You know, Same with music as well. I
Mm.
guess there's songs that are just you wouldn't call them art. I guess they are by definition, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's sort of when you say something's a piece of art, it has like an artistic value,
hmm
And like those
Yeah.
games that I said, they have artistic value, They have
The value, yeah,
absolute
because
artistic value.
they're emotive and they stick with you for ages. And,
Exactly, exactly. And like something
like you remember.
totally, and something like Bioshock as
Yeah.
well specifically is that it wouldn't work on any other medium because
Yeah.
it it totally plays with you that as soon as this guy starts talking to you, you start doing what he says.
Hmm.
They
And then
totally
they
play with the
sort of,
fact that you are a video game player and that you will react and
yeah,
respond in different ways. And that would never work
yeah.
with any other medium at all.
Hmm.
So it's not that it doesn't just sort of copy a film or copy TV. It has elements of its artistry that are unique to video games,
Yep.
which I think just some people don't seem to realize. And that like Roger Ebert, one of the greatest film critics of all time, said that he would never ever consider video games as art.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember reading. I read
Which
an article about somebody
you would think
responding
for
to that,
somebody
and I,
who's like who is so culturally aware, I guess, or like aware of art. That's quite a close-minded thing to say. Do you not think
yeah,
it's weird
it is because I totally disagree with that
to
statement.
have such a grasp on film theory and film as art, and to completely disregard another medium as having no, well, he didn't say no artistic merit, but as he would never consider them art. He said that they could have artistic elements, but
Yeah,
that he would never consider them art. I
it
don't
does
know.
seem strange, especially coming from him, especially because
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
he gives a lot of films that a lot of critics really don't like. He gives them the sort of time of day and gives them a chance. Almost with
Totally,
some of his
totally.
reviews, and a lot of the time he does get it probably right a lot
Totally.
more
No, he's
than the
just
whole of the
a
sort of
lot of the
critic
time
community.
he's very spot on. Like he knows
Yeah,
probably more about film than most people ever will. He got it. But it's just
yep.
I feel like that's just a really close-minded thing to say.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Some people just don't get it, I guess.
Yeah,
I think maybe a little bit is just like he's a purist and he doesn't like having it like the sanctity of like film tainted, I guess, by this other medium.
hmm,
I don't know though.
yeah,
But he's dead now, so joke's on him.
yep. Somebody will probably make a game about
Fingers crossed.
it.
I want to play Bioshock now.
Yeah,
I still
I
haven't
know the
played
feeling.
Burial at Sea. I need to, but I want to
Neither have
play. I
I.
want
I
to play
started
Infinite
it.
again first.
See, my problem was that because I played all three games in like 2 weeks, I was like, right, I'll have a break and I'll come back to Burial at Sea. But I wish I hadn't. I wish I just played it.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's what I did after I played Infinite. Pretty sure I got it when I came out. I think I pre-ordered it. Um, and then Burial at Sea came out, and I was like, I'm gonna wait. I was like, I don't want to spunk my load and ruin play all the
Yeah,
Bioshock that's left. In the same way that with
yeah,
Breaking Bad, I never finished it because I was like, oh, I don't want Breaking Bad to be over. And now it's been so long that I feel like I need to play like the original game again or like watch the show again.
yeah. I still haven't finished Breaking Bad as well. I've still got the last season to watch,
Yeah,
but
I've
I
got
do
like,
feel like I need to watch the rest of it now.
yeah, exactly. But it's been years. It's been absolute years. I can't remember anything that was going on at the time, really.
Yeah, same.
And maybe we should do a
Uh,
binge watch of it
mm,
and just watch the last season.
yeah, man.
How long would that take? It's like 12 episodes, something like that.
12 episodes, yeah.
So it's a
They're
day.
about an hour long.
It's a day.
Just, yeah, they
It's a day. It could be done.
probably like, I think they're like between 52 and like an hour long, I think. Something
Yeah,
weird just like that. Hmm.
it's doable.
Yep, easy. GG, easy.
Well, next time we've got a full day, if I'm round or you're around here and it's early on, then we'll do it.
Yeah, man. Sounds good. Who
And
you
we need to
interviewing
play
next?
Dying Light. Well, I just seen Lewis come online there, so maybe I'll interview Lewis or uh,
Cool.
maybe Robin too, and I'll get those done. Colin's going to be in uni till late, so I won't be able to do ones with him till later on tonight.
Fair enough. Ugh.
And obviously I've done one with
Yeah,
Lewis
Dying
before
Light would
already.
be
So,
fun.
well, yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Because I am enjoying it.
Yeah, I
It's just
think
every
it's just
time we've
because we're
gone to
playing it on the really hard mode,
yeah, and
like
that we
the
have to
most difficult
install the
mode.
10 gig update every time we go to play it. So it's about
Time, yeah,
two in the
it's so
morning
annoying.
before we can play it.
We'll just need to pick a day and then just stick the disc in the day before and let it all
Yeah,
install.
exactly, exactly. I feel like maybe because I've got the digital version, like the following one now, it will automatically update,
Oh
but I'm
yeah,
not sure.
very true.
I think it will
You never
anyway.
know though. Yeah, I think it will, but I think for me I'll need to download
Yeah,
however many updates there are.
yeah, exactly. And the following's meant to be quite good as well.
Hmm.
Add cars and shit.
Yeah, I've heard good things like you get like, the dune buggies almost.
Yeah, it's quite cool. But I can't even kill one zombie without having to hit it about 50 times at the moment, so
Well,
still a way
apparently
away from the
Techland are
cars.
working on a new game that's very similar, or sounds very similar to Dying Light 2.
Right, okay, so it could be Dying Light 2 then.
Yeah.
It's a shame because they're an up and coming studio, you know. They're obviously there's problems with Dying Light, but for the size of the studio, it's a pretty competent game.
Yeah.
And it does do some things differently, you know. And it's a
Yeah, the
shame that they
parkour zombie thing was pretty cool.
exactly, and it's a shame that
Pretty
they
unique.
feel this pressure to make a sequel, you
Pump
know.
out the same, yeah,
Try
pump out the
something
same game.
different. It's the same with like Ubisoft
Uh,
and Bethesda as well. You know, even if they do make a new IP, it's the games play the same.
yeah, I guess for that Guerrilla did it manage to sort of get away from it because they did all the Killzone games, then they
Exactly, and
just
like,
came
look
out
how
with
well it
fucking
worked.
Horizon, which is yeah, completely unique, like different game run on a different engine from their
Definitely,
first thing.
I think that this E3 we could see some really big new IPs coming out because of how well Horizon
Yeah,
did.
apparently the Bethesda is not some new IP coming, but apparently it runs on the same engine as Fallout 4, but their next Elder Scrolls games is going to run on a new engine, which is still in development. It
Oh,
has
okay,
been for the last like 5 years or some nonsense, but they're still working on it
yeah,
because they want it to be perfect and they want to have this like huge, huge world.
fair enough. But
So
you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
I
just
know. I,
like get
I
a
do
new
think there's going to be
engine,
a lot.
make something make it different. Obviously, engines take a long
Well, I
time to
think I
make, but you know
think
what I mean. You use it in a different way.
yeah. Well, I think there was a lot of disgruntled game fans after E3 last year because there was nothing really announced.
Yeah, no,
Like there was
definitely.
nothing over like crazy, but
There was
so I think a
a
lot of
few
game
decent original
studios.
ones on Xbox. I think that they had a lot of
Yeah,
original games. I'm trying to think what ones were on PS4. I feel like there was some, but a lot of it was just very small teasers.
and a lot of it was DLC as well, like Frozen
Yeah.
Wilds and stuff
So I
like that.
think this year, definitely, especially after the success of Horizon Zero Dawn, 100% there'll be more.
There's going to be a lot of new,
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. And
look
obviously a
forward to it.
lot more esports stuff as well now. A lot of people pushing for their games to have competitive leagues because there's shit tons of money in it.
Oh yeah.
Like that
I was
really
reading about some
cringy
of the fucking
Darwin
Pro
project
League.
thing.
Huh?
The really cringy fucking Darwin project thing at E3 where the guy's like commentating it while he's playing and he's
Oh,
standing on that
yeah,
platform.
yeah, that is fucking bizarre.
What were you saying
And
this
the
way?
fucking the Pro League, the money in the Rainbow Six Pro Leagues is crazy.
How much is it?
Like there was a prize pot at the last event that was split between. So I think there was 8 teams went to the finals, and there was like a prize pot of like 1.5 million or something like that.
Jesus.
And it was like obviously it was like staggered like it's done with like
Yeah,
tennis and shit
yeah.
like that. But like that was like the first year they properly done it, and there's already talk of how big the pot's going to be next year or for the next season.
Mental.
Mental.
Absolutely mental. And
But to
like,
be
I
fair, I don't
know.
know. I feel like I prefer watching. I could probably watch a match of Rainbow Six more interesting than I would watch a match of football.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. Yeah, I guess.
Not necessarily Rainbow Six, just sort of any esport. I feel like if I really sat down and watched it, I would probably find it more enjoyable
It
than
depends what game.
like a
Like, I
game of
couldn't
fucking
sit and
football.
watch a fucking Pro
Yeah.
League game of StarCraft, man. That would drive me insane.
Yeah.
Or League of Legends, man. Ugh.
Oh man, League of Legends and Dota. There's so much money in Dota, by the way. It's
Yeah, I know.
ridiculous.
That
Have you
game was
seen?
a mod.
Yeah,
That game was originally a fucking mod.
it's just fucking mental.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Apparently, the people that made PUBG are mad about the fact they're losing all their players to Fortnite.
Well, Fortnite's just a much more polished game.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's not fucking bugs that when you vault through a window or vault through a window that you disappear under the map and get killed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, that's
It's
happened to me in
nah,
Fallout
there
in the
is
past.
probably a yeah.
But you know,
I just feel like
it's a
there's a
much
lot
more
more
polished
touches.
game. It's a much more polished game. And PUBG
Yeah.
is basically hide and kill people.
Yeah. PUBG always kind of felt to me like a smaller version of that. What's that zombie one? It's a lot of fun to play.
DayZ.
C-Day or yeah, Daisy.
Yeah, it's
She's
that
just kind
without
of funny to
zombies,
watch.
basically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're getting all pissy because they're saying that they own the rights basically to the battle royale mode, which they obviously can't. You can't copyright game mechanics.
Well, Ubisoft is apparently coming out with a battle royale style game.
Of course it will. Everyone will because
Yeah.
exactly because you can't copyright game mechanics. So if anyone wants to make one,
Yeah.
they can. But they've started
Yeah.
like going after like these mobile developers who are making like mobile clones of PUBG, and like their
Mm.
argument is that the same games both use a frying pan as a weapon.
Oh, for
And
fuck's
they
sake.
said that the frying pan as a weapon is unmistakably like uh,
See,
unmis- PUBG, which is ridiculous.
I think what's happened though is that PUBG and that studio have just fucking, well, the studio behind PUBG have put all their money in
Yep,
PUBG,
they
and
did.
for a
Yep,
while it did very well, and now it's sort of beginning to level out, and Fortnite's coming out ahead, and they're like,
yep.
shit,
They did the exact
we've
same
got no
thing that
money.
Rovio did when they made Angry Birds. They pumped
Rebirths, yeah.
all their money into Angry Birds and this big, huge, massive studio. Like you should see the studio of the people that made PUBG. It's ridiculous.
Mm.
Spunked all their money, going, "Oh, we've got the best fucking thing here ever. We're going to be making this money for years and years." Blow all their money, and then realize that they've got no ideas for other games, or even like a brain fart of an idea for another game, and they're
Yeah,
desperately just trying to keep a steady
that's how
stream of
you.
people playing
That's how we ended up with fucking Angry Birds, like
everything.
Transformers and Angry Birds
Exactly.
Star Wars and
And
Angry Birds fucking
Angry Birds
enemies lined
movie,
up.
Angry Birds cartoon, because
Oh God.
they had nothing else. They had nothing else
Yeah.
to give, and they'd spunked so much money on invested in Angry Birds and in their office and studios and all this stuff that they just had to keep it going. They had to be like, right, well, we're tied into making Angry Birds shit now.
Yeah. And I downloaded the original Angry Birds the other day because I kind of liked it originally when I first came out playing it. But even though that original Angry Birds is like one of the first big apps ever,
Yeah.
the fucking what they've done to it is basically done this like life system. So you have to like use a life to play a level, and you get 5 life. So if you play the levels really quickly, you end up having to wait 5 minutes to fucking get a new life, or you can buy it.
Oh,
And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? This game was free and had no ads when it came out, and this is what you've done."
oh, that is rough.
It made me so angry. I instantly deleted it and deleted any fucking other game that Rovio ever made that I accidentally had on my phone.
Yeah.
And I went online and downloaded an APK file of Angry Birds that didn't have any fucking ads or anything
Yeah,
like
well,
that
there
on
you
it.
go. Yeah, exactly. Just do that instead.
I was like, how? I mean, why are you even doing it? The game's been out for like God knows how many
Because they're
years now.
desperate for money. They've had to lay off like over half their staff already.
Fuck's sake.
And that's what's going to happen to the people that made PUBG. I said it
Really?
as soon as they released a video of their studio and like the tour of their studio. I said that's exactly what Rovio did when Angry Birds came out. That is exactly the
Hmm.
same thing that they did, is release that video, and then however long later they were laying off staff, making Angry Birds Star Wars, Angry Birds blah blah blah. And the same thing's going to happen to these guys as well. They don't fucking know how to run a game company.
Yep.
They have no idea what they're doing. They're not developers. They're modders, basically. They've never made games before,
Hmm.
and they've certainly never run a video game business before. You know.
Yeah. Well, the cycle will repeat itself.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Fortnite will probably just take over a lot of the players, and you'll get the hardcore PUBG fans and whatever. And it's like, oh, PUBG's better, Fortnite's better. I think it doesn't really matter, I guess, whatever one you want to play. But Fortnite is a more
Uh,
polished game, as you said,
yeah.
and it has more to it. You know, the building aspect, yeah, it may seem small, but it changes the game a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any other game that you can build on the fly to protect yourself from shots and fortify and that. I can't
No,
think of.
that is a pretty unique thing.
which
Yeah.
does change it up. But some people just want to sit in a bathtub for half an hour and wait for everyone to die. Well, you could do that in Fortnite as well. Yeah, PUBG is just more survival. It's more stealth,
Hmm.
which I get, and I thought that that's what I would have been more interested in. But now the whole idea of PUBG just doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That world, that the DayZ